everyone, and welcome back to Picture This, the best picture movie review show that still exists. We're still here. Yeah, we got another episode for you tonight. I can't promise it'll be a good one, but it'll certainly be an episode. Joining me once again, Alex isn't here, so that means I'm in the hosting chair. Joining me once again is Matthew Chen. Matthew, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I'm excited for this episode.
Yeah, episode 50. Honestly, shocked we made it this long. Also joining us
is back episodes. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is the one, the only Adelaide Spence.
I'm gonna finish my whole Domino's pizza before we get very far. It's been a long day. It's not cat food. Stop eating it.
Totally valid. Also with us tonight, it's the King, Caleb Crow.
I just want to know what royalties I get from Jack stealing my intro.
Did you copyright it?
Yeah, I did back in 2019 when I started using it. So I'm curious as to when those residuals, and if not, Jack, you'll be hearing.
You know what? I'll give you an extra $5 when I see you. I already owe you $25. I'll just give you $30 instead.
Yep, $30. I'll take that.
We've got all four panelists here that aren't named Alex Martinez, but joining us, this was requested long ago. Probably one of the biggest fans, not one of the biggest fan of this movie that I know. It's Caleb Boatman. How are you doing tonight, Boatman?
I kind of understand how this is going to go. Welcome to Caleb Boatman versus the world. I am your twink for the evening.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised you signed up knowing how Jack and Coho felt about it.
Well, no. Knowing how I felt about it, Coho hadn't seen it.
Coho hadn't seen it when I signed up, and I wasn't back down.
Yeah, I think Matthew and I were the only two that had seen it when you signed up, but let's rip off the Band-Aid. We'll go bottom up. We'll start with the lowest, and we'll make our way up to the highest ratings. I'm the lowest, shocker to nobody, but you know what? I think I have to change my rating last second. I've been fighting between this rating and my original for the entire day, because I'll explain. I'm going 2 stars. It is up from when I last saw it. This has elements that work. I think there's moments that are genuinely funny, that have some really good lines. Specifically, the cocaine scene is really funny. It's probably the standout scene in the movie for me.
That's what Boatman would be like with cocaine.
You're not wrong.
You're not right now.
But here's the thing. I can't get behind this movie for one reason specifically. And that reason is Woody Allen. I don't think this is a great or even really that good screenplay. I actively hate a lot of the dialogue in this movie. There's decisions made that I think don't make any sense. The fourth wall breaks being one of the biggest. It doesn't work for me. Allen is, I'm sure
Alvy.
He's, yeah, Woody Allen, Alvy, singer. I'm sure he's good in other movies. This character is just so fucking unlikable.
I'm going to interrupt you, Jack, and I'm going to say, if you don't like him in this, do not watch another Woody Allen movie.
The movies he's written are still pretty good.
One he's not in, but I'm saying if you don't like him as an actor in this is his best performance by far.
It's not.
Oh no. We'll get there. We'll get there.
It's not.
Anyway.
We'll talk about it later.
What do you think is a better performance?
We'll talk about it in a little bit, because I watched a movie very recently that he was better in.
You think it's better in Manhattan? Sicko?
Ants.
What?
Anyways, we'll get there.
I didn't watch Manhattan.
Then what is it?
I'll tell you in a minute.
We'll get there in a minute. This movie has moments that work, and most of those moments come from Diane Keaton. Diane Keaton is genuinely really good here. I don't know if I would call her one of the greatest Best Actress winners of all time, but I can't knock her win at this moment in time. It's a perfectly acceptable win. I don't know how many, if any, of the other performances I've seen, but I have no issue with her winning as of right now. It's just the rest of the movie is actively bad, in my opinion. It was 3 years and a bit since I had seen this movie last. I was ready for a rewatch. I was hoping to like it a little more on this watch. It didn't work. It didn't click with me. Yeah, unfortunate, but that's how it is. Alex has the same rating as me, and he did send me thoughts to read, so I'll find those quick. I probably should have had those pulled up.
Coho,
Okay.
you sicko! It's New York Stories.
He's better in New York Stories.
Okay,
You're
He's better in New York Stories.
You have
This
a
is from-
disease.
this is
have
from
He's
Alex.
better
You're a
in
bad
he's
man.
better. He is better in his short film Oedipus Rex than he is.
Woody Allen fucked his mom?
No, but I'll talk about it in the extra credit, even though it's not extra credit.
These are the
I just wanna
thoughts
talk about
Alex
Alex.
had to say.
Oedipus Rex
on the
is the best Jurassic Park movie.
Oh dear Lord, this episode is great. Okay, from Alex. The search for meaning in a relationship of two by perhaps the most self-centered and unlikable character we have ever had on this show. Bless Keaton for finding a way to get her character to be around Alvy for as long as that's all. That's all that was said. Oh, I forgot to log an extra credit movie. That's okay. I watched it today. Whatever. I'll log that later. So that's Alex's opinions, I guess. Next up on the docket, we've got Spence with the same rating. Spence, take it away.
Boatman, I am sorry for what I'm about to say. The biggest issue with this movie is Woody Allen. We all know this. He hates women. This entire movie is a hate letter to women as a whole. If you exist as a woman, you fucking suck. And that is his personal belief. Every woman just is a problem for existing. And that is the problem with this movie. On top of him just thinking that everyone basically around him exists for his own desires. And if you don't fit in what he wants, he immediately starts insulting and decrying your existence. And then you get to everything else. Where I will say, I am different than Jack and Coho. I think Diane Keaton is fucking incredible. Every scene she's in, she bodies. Like, this is one of my favorite Best Actress winners I've seen. At the very least, class or like pre-2000s, if not all time. I love the structure of the screenplay. I think there's so many interesting things to say and directions to go, and the fourth wall breaks are really fun. Things like the animation segment aren't really needed, but I like what they add to the movie. But at the end of the day, Woody Allen cannot write for himself. He is an annoying actor, an annoying character. But Alvy is such a hateful, spiteful, disgusting man who thinks that women just should fall to their knees around him. And it's just disgusting the way that he treats women in this screenplay.
And
Well, I, for one,
being
think
the
that
middle
Woody
ground
Allen's
here,
correct.
being
No,
middle ground
I'm
here, we've
kidding.
got Coho.
Jack talking over the best punchline I had all night. Fuck you, you Canadian bastard.
My ass.
Yeah, no, okay, so
There's only
I
10
think
minutes. You have
this-
time for more.
the best punchline I would have had all night was just that long, quiet break, just coming in and just being like, well, I think Woody Allen's right. And then just seeing everyone's scary reactions. Anyway, no, this movie is, I gave it 3.5, which means I liked it. On the whole, I would say I liked the movie. It's right on the line of 3.5, 3 stars, where it's like, I don't know if I fully would agree with the statement that I like it, but I don't think there are enough flaws with it to call it a bad movie, and I wouldn't call it mid. because in order to be mid, I'd have to give it 2.5 or 3 stars, depending on whether I thought it was on the high side of mid or low side of mid. And to me, there's nothing mid about this movie. There's either things that are really terrible or really solid. And I think that the things that I liked more than the things I hated slightly. They're almost even. To me, there's this. To me, I think Diane Keaton is quite good, but like I don't think she's the superstar performance everyone thinks she is. I think that she's entertaining and a delightful human being and doing her best to make this character something of note. I think Woody Allen is a terrible actor who is doing an awful job. I think his direction is terrible, and I think his director win is horrendous. Because I think there are active directing choices he makes that are hurting the movie he's making.
Daddy George, I'll make sure I defend you and get you that Oscar you deserve, Daddy.
George Lucas deserves 2 Best Director Oscars. Both over people that Boatman likes. But one person that Boatman likes is a pedophile, and the other one is George Roy Hill. So
okay, Michael Jackson and Max Landis, boy.
One of those is not a pedophile. The other is Michael Jackson. So I thought that'd be a funnier joke than it was. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is just I think the script is not on the whole an awful script by like nature. I think that its vision of women is incredibly problematic and flawed, and I don't think that's the point of the movie. I think that is an actual just belief of Woody Allen. I'm with Spence on that.
Allenism.
An Allenism, if you will. There are a lot of negative Allenisms throughout his career. But I do think there are some positives to the script. I like the way he tells the story. I thought the third wall breaking would get annoying fast. And at the end of the day, I actually kind of liked it. It made for some really solid jokes. I think Woody Allen actually has a couple really clever jokes in this. The best joke of which features Christopher Walken, which made me cackle out loud. I think that joke is very good. And I think Christopher Walken is stellar. Outstanding in his one scene. Like, truly brilliant. So I give this movie some props. I think it's weird it's not nominated for film editing because I think this is a very well-edited movie, actually. I wouldn't have given it the Oscar, but I would have given it the nomination. I think it's very well edited. But I think on the whole, I would say there is a great movie in here. I think that great movie is done better when Woody Allen is removed from the acting position and the director's chair. I think he gave this to someone who is a better director and gave this to a more likable actor. Maybe not even more likable is not even the right word. Just a better actor who doesn't do the same one-note thing the entire movie, which wore thin on my patience. Woody Allen just is the same person all the time. So I think, first of all, his Oscar nomination is weird. But like, I feel like on the whole, this movie's not an abomination like Jack made it out to be, but it's not this incredible movie that Boat and Payson make it out to be. It sits on 3.5 because I think that the elements that work really do work. Borderline 3 because I will never watch this movie again and I don't particularly love it. So it's not great. Doesn't deserve a lot of its Oscars, but it has them.
Can I add a thing that really bugged me during the movie?
Sure.
In one of the scenes, Annie is like, "Oh yeah, sorry it took me so long to come," and then Alvy is like, "Oh yeah, my jaw is so sore." There's no way Woody Allen eats pussy.
No, he doesn't.
That was Shelley Duvall.
Oh, fair. Either way, there's no way that Woody Allen isn't the most selfish lover. He gets 2 pumps and he's done. And he goes smoke a cigarette, maybe.
Matthew.
All right. Then Bowman's happy because I honestly wasn't sure how I'd feel about this. Like having the first time I watched it was 4 years ago. So like my taste has changed a lot since then. And I still just really enjoy this movie. I understand that like Woody Allen as Alvy is not a likable character, but there's something really interesting I find about like flawed humans. And I think like the way that it portrays his relationship with Keaton, like who is incredible as Annie, I find very interesting. And like the arc that Diane Keaton goes through as this, like she's very naive at the beginning and how she grows throughout. And I really like the use of how the non-linear narrative where like it shows their relationship. And I find that is like the most interesting part, where like not every relationship is going to have a happy ending. And like, you know, they're not meant for each other, which I think, you know, is always very interesting. I like how it showcased that. The dialogue I found to be very funny. There's something really funny about like watching a kid say he used to be a heroin addict. I just laugh at that. But no, like and then I also, obviously there's like a lot of very clever moments. You know, the fourth wall breaks, the whole subtitles that they show up for the inner monologue when they're talking to each other. I really like that. The use of split screen, especially during the therapy moment, like the way that they have different the way they talk to the therapist and like have different answers. I find that to be really cool. And I just feel like there's, you know, laid the groundwork for a lot of rom-coms to come. But I really like those moments.
Can I add another thing, or should I wait?
Oh, I think I know
I
what
was
you're talking
happy, and now
The classroom scene is like, okay, good joke, yeah. It's really gross how it's like, number one, Alvy openly just like assaults a girl in the middle of class, and then it just cuts to Woody Allen like, I'm sorry, I did it. Like, that is so fucked up. Like, well then, but now, holy shit. Like,
yeah. So
That aged like milk.
with that, our average rating for this movie sits at a 2.8 out of 5. But Boatman, as the guest, you get the floor to tell us your thoughts of this movie, why you love it, and or hate it. But we've never had a guest hate a movie, so yeah, tell us why you love it.
What this movie is at its core is it is a person going back the same way I think any of us who have been in a breakup have done, of analyzing and overthinking and commentating in your mind on how the breakup went and the pieces. And I think the structure is very antithetical to that, or it pertains to that, because it shows them in the way that you would kind of think about these events. You don't think about things in chronological order. You think about them in a very, you know, kind of here, more of a logical sequence of connecting ideas rather than a chronological order of what's going on. That's what I think it is. And that's where, for me, I do agree that Alvy Singer is not necessarily a likable character, but I think the film is not necessarily pro or anti Alvy Singer. I think the film is just presenting this as it is. And I think it's not necessarily trying. I actually think the film is a little bit more on Annie's side than it is on Alvy's. And I think it's more about blaming himself. But again, I think that it's a film that is largely, in my opinion, presented without judgment. And it's more just about, it's about the process of thinking and reacting and looking back on a relationship. But it does so using a lot of very funny and very unique narrative devices, which is what make the movie for me. I love the fourth wall stuff. I love the idea of going back and putting people into these past situations, like when they go to Alvy's childhood home with Diane Keaton and the other guy, and they just are all kind of commenting, and it's kind of a visual representation of how, when you kind of bring up childhood memories and other things to your friends, and how you kind of comment that, and you're kind of almost, you know, tweaking and commentating on the past. But this is just a visual representation of that. I'm glad Matthew brought up the subtitle conversation, because I think that is just brilliant, in my opinion. The cast is really great. A lot of great, like, supporting stuff. Like, I love Shelley Duvall, Carol Kane. Paul Simon is very good in this. And Jeff Goldblum in his one scene. I forgot my mantra. I love that. So I think this film is very brilliant in that way. I have one more thing I would like to say. And I'm not gonna ask permission. I was gonna ask permission, but you all crapped on the movie, so I'm just gonna do the thing. You know, sometimes when I'm driving on the road at night, I see two headlights coming towards me fast. I have this sudden impulse to turn the wheel quickly, head on into the oncoming car.
Honestly, that made this whole watching it again worth it. So thank you. All right. What do we do now? Get out of the ratings one. Let's do standout performer real
Oh,
quick.
okay.
Oh.
So it's Diane Keaton.
Can I?
We all agree.
Well, can I
Yeah,
can I
it's Diane
say
Keaton.
that I'm not voting for Diane Keaton? I
mean,
think
you're an
Diane
idiot.
Keaton's. Can I just say she's not a character in the movie? Annie's not a character. She's a plot device. Like, even her monologue tells me nothing about Annie Hall. That's just a fact. Like, that's my big thing. Annie Hall's not a character, so Diane Keaton is basically the One Ring with, like, a bit of a personality based on her performance. That's essentially all Annie Hall is to this movie. So I think the only person in the movie who is a fully fleshed out character, besides the terrible character of Albie, is Christopher Walken, who in very little screen time gives me everything about him as a human, tells me everything I need to know, and does it in a brilliantly concise speech. I think Christopher Walken is the best part of the movie by a large mile, because he's the only thing, like, the movie doesn't realize what it has in that scene. Woody Allen doesn't know what he has. And he's mainly used as the setup for a Woody Allen punchline, but that setup is brilliant. And Christopher Walken is so key to making the best joke in this movie work. So I would vote I would vote for Christopher Walken.
Does anyone have any other standout performers they'd like to shout out other than Diane Keaton and Christopher Walken?
Keaton should go very high.
In favor of
Well,
Keaton, raise your
Very
hand.
low on mine.
Keaton.
All right, that's a majority.
Cool. Where's Alex when I need him?
You're on our side.
He's on our side. I got his full
Damn. Damn.
opinion on this.
Sorry,
movie.
Luair, keep going.
We're going below Lou Ayers. What the fuck are we doing?
I would say below Lou Ayers because
Above
below
Lou
Lou Ayers.
Above Lou Ayers.
Above Lou Ayers.
That's a 2-2 split. So
Love Blue Airs.
Yeah.
you don't count. You don't count. Did Alex give us a spot?
okay, I'll flip, but I'm not going higher than Joan Fontaine.
I wouldn't go higher than Barry Fitzgerald. What are we doing?
Hold on a second. Keep it going. Center higher.
Keep-
No, me and
Above
Zach are
Barry
standing
Fitzgerald.
exact. No, that's 2-2 again. We're not moving.
If
Okay.
Jack is going to go above,
No. Just because it's not going right doesn't mean you get to stop it.
No, it's
The tie
no
isn't
because we're
defaulting
tied.
to lower.
The tie doesn't default to higher either. The tie defaults to fucking
It isn't defaulting to
Alex.
fucking Alex.
Yeah, so we can't rank it until we get Alex's vote.
We never do sit after the episode.
Because you don't care. You do whatever the fuck you want on the show and don't care about the other of us.
Go show up
That-
more. Anyways, Jack, what did Alex say?
I'm messaging
Okay.
him.
Okay. Is he awake?
I'll do this. I will go above Barry Fitzgerald, but I'm with Jack. I won't go above Joan Fontaine.
You don't even.
That's my
I could
compromise.
bet you money you wouldn't remember anything about John Fontaine's character in that movie.
I don't, but Diane Keaton isn't a character. I'm arguing that Diane Keaton.
It doesn't-
Annie Hall. No, you shut up. Annie Hall is actively a misogynistically, terribly written character who has no personality, and Diane Keaton can do whatever she
now-
can.
Yeah, okay, because that was something you brought up when you were discussing your opinion of the movie, and now that you're doing the thing where, like, when it benefits you, you extreme your opinion.
I'm not extreming. I didn't because Spence covered all these bases in their monologue about the movie.
Here's
I
my
didn't
thing,
need to
though,
repeat what
Coho.
Spence said.
Whether or not she's a well-written character, her performance still shines through, which you said that she
Her
still
performance
adds something to
is fine.
nothing.
She is giving a good performance in a nothing character, but I would not that like to me. I can't put her higher
But
than people who
you
are
shouldn't
giving
discredit
great
the
performances in
acting for
well-written
bad
characters.
writing.
But I can because when it comes to ranking this, there are
You
better
gave
written
Rami
characters
Malek
and better.
Bohemian Rhapsody. Bad screenplays don't impact how you view
Bohemian
actors.
Rhapsody is not a bad script though. So the thing with this is like the issue here is that like Lou Ayers is giving a good performance in a good written movie. I can't put it higher than both those boxes being checked because Diane Keaton's not better than the Ayers anyway. The highest I will compromise is below Joan Fontaine.
Hang on.
You know what? Actually, here's what I'll do. Spence, to be as most generous as I can, the absolute highest I will do is below Carl Weathers. That is the absolute highest I will do.
Jack, what's above Carl Weathers?
Harold Russell and Best Years of Our Lives.
I'm gonna look up the whole ranking we have. One sec. Oh, Matthew, where would you put her on the overall list?
Below Claudette Colbert.
Okay. I'd be the same. I'm happy to agree below Carl Weathers, so we can just meet in the middle. Does that work for you?
Works for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I think that's okay.
Right.
All right. Diane Keaton cracks the top 25. With that, and what are the big changes here? Lou Ayres is now 30. Audrey Hepburn's out of the top 30.
He looks really good for 30.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Spence, hit the song. Welcome back to How Gay Was My Valley, the podcast within a podcast, where we are ranking how gay is Annie Hall. Can we agree that this might be actively homophobic?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, we can. Bring up the list.
Hang on.
To
let
the
me-
bottom. Woody Allen would hate crime me.
Yes, he would.
My
Albie Singer
bad.
on the street would wash his hands after shaking your hand and be like, "Oh my God, I have AIDS." All right.
you do like a fucking like, oh my God, I have AIDS.
See,
I don't know what's
that's what Woody Allen's
happening.
performance would be if
Stank
he
on
were
it.
gay, actually.
Oh my God, I have AIDS.
Would we put it I think it would be the I think it's 48 or 49.
No.
Like I think it's
I would
the
put it
worst.
above Patton. Patton is very homophobic.
I mean, that's fair. Actually, fair point. I'm kind of.
There's an old joke. A man walks up to another man, shakes his hand. The man says, "I'm gay," and then he washes his hands and says, "Oh no, I have AIDS."
I'm fine with above Patton, below
Here's
on
the
the
thing.
waterfall.
Genuinely, I believe that Boatman would write a better Woody Allen movie than Woody Allen.
I agree.
This is true.
You're not wrong.
Here's the thing I will say. Albert Brooks is the better Woody Allen. Who's the better
Yeah.
version of Woody Allen?
Here's
I
the
mean,
difference. Here's the
don't
difference.
disrespect Albert Brooks like that, though.
Woody,
I
here's the-
mean,
You know,
Woody Allen could get 100 tries and would never get Modern Romance right.
That's true.
you know what the difference between the one Woody Allen movie and the one Albert Brooks movie I've seen is? One of them is 5 stars and in my top 100, and the other
One
is
of them is
Annie
funny,
Hall.
and the other is Annie Hall.
Okay, now that it suits you, you're like, this movie is
This movie wasn't funny.
No, I thought that was a good joke. You shit. One movie's funny, and the other's Annie Hall is a good
All
joke.
right,
but
Spence.
Next
close
segment.
You're
out-
taking it personal.
There we go.
All right,
I have a
Have you-
feeling, but now that I get called out,
have you
on
hit the
them,
song? I'm
Asian.
making jokes. Welcome to $1 Million Racist, the podcast of the podcast where we rank how racist a movie is. Everybody, how racist is Woody Allen? Very. Let's rank the movie.
he's Jewish. You're all being anti-Semitic.
Oh,
Well, he's one
There's
of those
literally
Jews
a
that
whole
was
bit in the movie talking about how like black people are allowed to steal.
Yeah. Woody Allen would be one of those Jews that, like, when Hitler first started out, he'd be like, you know what? He's got good ideas.
You're never gonna be president now. Never gonna be president now.
Oh.
It's what Woody Allen would be like.
I'm not agreeing with that sentiment.
Okay,
by the
where are
way.
we? Where are we
Well,
ranking this movie? Where are we ranking this movie?
Send it. Fucking send it.
All the way up, baby.
Okay. is the
Okay,
Lioness
you're not
Slavery.
gonna put it above the movies
Not-
with actual
Not
blackface.
blackface.
No,
definitely
we're not going to, but we need to
Yes.
go to the top so we can go
I'm
where
gonna
we're
here's
going
the thing.
now.
Here's my thing. It's at least above Ben-Hur. Because while Ben-Hur
It is
has
above
slavery,
Ben-Hur.
it's not pro-slavery. Lawrence of Arabia
Exactly.
might be.
Lawrence
of Arabia has brown.
is pro-slavery.
Lawrence of Arabia has brown face.
Okay.
Yep,
I
right
love
below,
it. It's a
right
shot
below
right
Lawrence
there.
of Arabia.
Yeah, I think. That's
Boom.
good.
Ben-Hur claims that Jesus was white.
Most
Welcome to
Christians do.
Catholicism.
What's your point? Boatman, you are in a church which probably says the same thing.
No,
His dad's the pastor, so no.
don't
I don't-
disrespect
I
Dr.
don't know anything
Thor.
about Richard.
You've met him. Did they?
Okay, Matthew,
When,
close
when
up
you
the
came
segment.
to their house, did they boil you in holy water, or were they nice to you?
I wanted to cook you a meal. I
Close
wasn't
the
allowed to.
segment.
They made you. Well, they made
Jack,
you
Jack, shut up
Alfredo.
and deal with it. This is
They
what you
made
this is
you
what-
Alfredo. They were nice to you.
Jack, you
I
opened this
could've
can of
sent
worms
you
by
to
bringing Boatman on the show.
I have a Baptist uncle, and he would have shot you.
There's a camera behind you. I put it there 3 years ago.
That is the most accurate thing I've heard on the show. I have an uncle who's a Baptist, and he would have drowned you in holy water.
He would have tried to
Goddamn.
cut your testicles off.
Woohoo!
Okay, so we have no new Hold My Hand segment yet. We're holding out till Barbie comes out.
Asian. I gotta close the show.
Thank you. Yep, sorry. And we had no Nazis were killed because I can't make that joke. Anyway, no Nazis were killed in the making of Annie Hall
You know what?
or after.
It's been a minute. It's been since In the Heat of the Night. It's been 10
Oh.
weeks or more. But we need a Louis Jourdain to be given out.
We need a Louis Jourdain. Jack, hit the song.
What is the song?
All right, I'll do the song. We win, Louis Jourdain on the pedal. All right, welcome back to the Louis Jourdain Award winner.
Clip it. Clip it, Twitter.
I think Woody Allen is a Louis Jourdain Award winner.
I agree.
And I
Jack,
think
you
I
agree?
think we actually need to rename the award the Woody Allen Award. But put him at the top.
I think we
I
have to.
genuinely, I agree. Let's put him number one. He is the worst performance and a Best Picture winner of some merit.
Well, the other thing is like the man in the movie foreshadows his own future by like having a child make out with another child, and then, like you said, immediately come back and be like, "Well, I like kissing kids. What could I tell you?" So like, ugh.
Do I change the name?
No, keep it.
No,
keep it,
we
keep
have
going.
to at this point. But put in the description. Woody, you should put in the description. You should be like, also the Woody Allen Award, something about Woody Allen.
I'll think of something.
I love how Louis Jourdain isn't like he's our second to last place. Like he's just sort of dismissed.
I do love that we've had two performances that beat Louis Jourdain out for his own award. Anyway,
When was the last time
Louis
somebody named
Jourdain.
Tony
Thank you,
was-
Woody Allen, for taking my award. All right.
And Landis has been criticized for statements he has made about women. And sexual misconduct by several women and industry figures.
All right.
You know
I
what,
think we just
you know
have
what
to
Boat
rank
should
the
do?
movie
Boat,
now.
you know what you should have done, Boat? It's not even that. You should have just started playing the Leaving Neverland.
What?
You should just start playing Leaving Neverland on your phone. That's the better joke.
The next time we watch a cancelable movie, can we just have the orc cop rap from Bright play in the background?
You're not wrong. If Bright won Best Picture, I would still criticize the shit out of it. Okay. What else we got? Oh, we gotta rank the movie. Rank this shit.
Okay.
What are we gonna call the Barbie thing if we end up picking Barbie as the new top?
We'll figure that out
We'll
after.
figure it out when we watch the movie.
Think of a joke.
Beaching
Something on
off.
the soundtrack could work.
Welcome
Dance
back
the
to
night.
Beaching Off.
Dance the night.
Beaching off is the correct
Beach off.
answer, and Spencer and I will remember
Welcome back to
this.
Beat You Up, a new segment.
Welcome back to Beat You Off, the podcast of the podcast.
All right, let's go to like
Better than
the
Barbie.
2 to 3 star range, and we're there.
Lower. Send that shit, Bubba. Jack, it's worse than How Grim Is My Valley. I'm giving you a win. I would say literally above Gigi and stop it there. Any agreements?
I'm torn because at this point, would I agree to the chaos of putting this low? Yeah, but also my integrity says this is wrong. This is quite wrong. This is better than a lot of the movies we have in the middle.
My range is below My
Above?
Fair Lady. Hepburn carries her movie better.
You're saying it has to be below My Fair Lady?
I'm not saying it has to be. Like, that's where I would want it to be.
Okay. What's above My Fair Lady? Because this is better than My Fair Lady to me, like by a lot. So.
It's definitely worse than Midnight Cowboy.
Oh, I can't put it higher than Rocky. Y'all fucked me on Rocky. This has to be below Rocky. Like, I can't.
Here's like, this is
Below Rocky.
here's like, Mrs. Miniver is definitely better than this.
Honestly, I would go below Oliver. I like Oliver.
I'm okay with that. I can handle that.
I'm fine with that.
Is it? It's not
Like, if I
bottom
have,
10
if I have to
though.
compromise,
Damn
like,
it!
We
Like,
had
if
to
I have to
compromise.
compromise, that's where I'll go. But
Yeah. Okay.
I look, as much as I dislike
you
the
still
movie,
haven't done
I
your
get
60s
why people
average.
Enjoy it.
He's
I'm
doing,
fine
he's
with
doing it
this.
in 3 weeks.
okay,
What?
The 60s
I just
average.
keep saying there's no 60s average. So I'm like, where's our 60s average?
Yeah.
All right, extra credit. Play the clip.
Okay.
Look, look.
Extra credit!
All right, so I just want to take a moment before we get to Star Wars. Talk about Woody Allen actually was.
Oh, sorry, I was watching Leaving Neverland.
Oh, that's
Okay, I want to take a brief moment, a brief intermission before we start Star Wars talk to talk about the one time I found Woody Allen mildly enjoyable in a movie, and that was New York Stories.
One second, really quick. Has anyone else seen the best? Has anyone else seen the Best Picture nominee this week?
No,
I
have.
Just Star
I
Wars.
saw one.
Oh, fine. Go ahead.
I know the world is ending. I watched The Goodbye Girl, and that movie fucking rocks. Like, if we're talking about a 1977 rom-com starring a neurotic guy and a woman who's been fucked by past relationships, the best version of that exists in 1977. It's called The Goodbye Girl. Like, when you can sell me that Richard Dreyfuss is hot, that's a great fucking accomplishment. Like, I think there's a whole bit where basically someone is telling him, like, oh, you've got charisma, which is like, okay, cool, he has Riz. But I do genuinely think that that's a big, like, supporting weight of that movie. The fact that, like, he can be abrasive and annoying and have a bad opinion about things sometimes. But you can tell that he's still a good guy and wants the best for him because of his charisma, because he genuinely believes of what is best and wants to be nice to you. Every time, I have all these characters' names already, every time that the mother and the daughter are in some sort of pain, he wants to help them. Not because he has not because he cares about them, because he's just a good person. And eventually that changes into a relationship, and it's so sweet. And seeing the relationship develop, it doesn't start in a great place, but it becomes something so great. And the way the movie ends, I just think is so endearing, showing that he's not like the other guys that left her destroyed in the past. It's fantastic. And one of the best child performances ever. That kid, she's fantastic. I love her. She's like fucking she reminds me of Mooney from the Florida Project, but like a little bit older, where she's just so aware and like mature for all the shit she's gone through in life. I love it.
Awesome.
I have also seen the film, and I will just basically second everything that Spence has said.
Awesome. I'll have to watch it. I wanted
It's
to.
a
That's one of the
great
ones I wanted to
time.
see, but I just couldn't make time.
I specifically didn't log it because I wanted to shock y'all that I actually did something this week.
Dreyfuss, like, completely
He's
deserves
so
stuff.
good. He's good. I literally had pulled up. I forgot who won what.
Dreyfuss won and Keaton won, right? It's one of the greatest best actor-actress pairings ever.
Yeah, honestly, that's a good take.
Where are we going?
I'm a little upset it didn't get a director nom. You just keep it going. Here's the thing, I haven't seen half this shit, so
Hey,
I'm fucking
you could have cut
See
Woody Allen.
Mildred
and put this
Pierce
person
above or
in.
below?
above. Send
Ah.
that shit.
Really, if Spence wanted to, they could make the Goodbye Girl #1.
I could. This is the power. Honestly, I could just do it just to fuck you. Nope, keep it going.
You've seen Spellbound and Judgment, right?
Yep, keep it going.
And Doctor Strange.
Guess who's coming to dinner?
Keep it going.
Spence is gonna put this over Taxi Driver, like guaranteed.
Sunset Boulevard?
Keep it going. Literally, show me your
Oh,
top 10.
they're gonna put it above The Graduate because they hate The Graduate.
I will put it at 4.
Oh, you just want to fuck Wizard of Oz.
No,
That's
genuinely, I think this is
You
a better
don't
movie
like
than Wizard of Oz, but I think it's worse than
You
the
just don't.
Christopher
But I
Walken
also
movie.
forgot you don't like the Wizard of Oz though. So
It's
like,
good. I gave it 4 stars.
Height.
It's also a 4.5-star movie.
so
you know,
now-
people
Talk
said
New
that
York
shit I haven't
stories.
seen.
So now I need to take one moment to talk about the disaster that is Oedipus Rex. Oedipus Rex is the final short in an anthology film that has other shorts directed by Martin Scorsese and Francis Ford Coppola. Woody Allen has the best of the 3 shorts. And that is so crazy. And Scorsese has the worst. How does that make you feel? That the Nick Nolte, I'm a painter with a foot fetish Scorsese short is the worst one? New York Stories is a weird mixed bag. But I want to just take a moment to talk about how Woody Allen in this short is a very Jewish man who hates his mom. Welcome to Woody Allen. But what he does is he sells that part.
That felt a
with
little
so-
anti-Semitic.
That's just very Woody Allen. What do you mean?
Okay.
That's who he is. That's who Woody Allen as a human being is.
I'm just trying to say anything that will defame you at this point.
I don't need your help.
Honestly, that's a fair thing to do.
But no, so basically he hates his mom. He takes his mom to a magic show so he can meet his new fiance. And then the magician actually makes his mom disappear. To the point where the magician's like, I don't know where she went. And the best cameo of the whole movie, the theater owner, Larry David, is like, the theater's not taking any responsibility for this, but here's 2 free tickets to the next show. He's like, who would want to come see this show? And then his mom reappears in the New York sky, just a giant woman in the sky, talking to every New Yorker below about Woody Allen's problems and traumas. And if this doesn't sound terrible, you're right. But Woody Allen sells this shit so hard, like, is genuinely funny. It's intercut with scenes of him talking to his therapist, because he clearly is only trying to chase the Annie Hall third wall bit, but like doesn't want to just write the third wall. But he's doing this, and then the payoff at the end, I'll just spoil it because I don't think anyone wants to watch it. The payoff to get his mom out of the sky is that he leaves his fiance and immediately gets engaged to another woman who is very much like his mother. And then his mother comes down from the sky and stops harassing New York. But I love the jokes in it where she's like helping them solve crime because she can see everything in Manhattan. And the police are like, we're totally fine with this weird lady in the sky who just during the day is talking about her middle-aged son's romantic issues. And then also like helping solve crime. Anyway, movie fucking is wild. But Woody Allen in it is the funniest and most like genuinely solid he's ever been. He's not like great, but it's his best thing. Anyway, watch New York Stories or don't. It's a thing that exists.
I don't know
Oedipus
what you said, but-
Oedipus Rex is a fever dream.
Look, I don't know what you said, but I clearly was not high enough for what you said. So
Sure. All right, so now let's talk about
let's talk about the
Let's talk about
greatest cinematic achievement of its year, Star Wars.
this is a fact. This is a
The
statement.
bar's
This is
on the
my statement.
floor, by the way, when you say that.
Hold on, but I do both scoff, but Jack's right. Like in terms of cinematic achievement, what Star Wars does for the world of film on a technical, financial, and creative
I'm gonna
level,
go take a piss.
You do that.
what Star Wars does is it fundamentally changes sci-fi for the better. And it also changes what you can do technically on film. Like, I think in every sense of the word best picture, Star Wars is the best picture of 77 because it is the most entertaining, it is the most groundbreaking, it is the most technically proficient, it is the most important technically, and it's also one of the most narratively important films that has ever come out. And I think all those films combined in that one year, it is the best picture of that year. Lucas should have won Best Director, and I'll give you this: Annie Hall deserves to beat it in screenplay. I'll give it that. I do think Annie Hall can win the screenplay award over it, and I'll give it that. But I think Lucas should have won director because if you're going to do a director off, Woody Allen's actively hurting his, and Lucas is saving his. And I think that the movies are just not comparable. I think Star Wars is just a better movie. So you can hate what like Star Wars became later because I think you can say whatever you want. The moment Disney bought Star Wars is the moment that everyone's problems with Star Wars as a blockbuster franchise and the way it's changed movies happened. So really, you don't hate Star Wars. You hate The Force Awakens. That's the real problem. The Force Awakens is when everyone's Star Wars issues happen. But like, the first Star Wars is the most important movie of its year. Just full stop.
I mean, the Phantom Menace.
The Star Wars,
like an event, but
A New Hope is a great pulpy sci-fi movie that got blown out of proportion and turned into this monstrosity.
Are you going to tell me Empire and Jedi aren't good, though?
Empire and Jedi are good. It's fine. But the culture around... I believe that Star Wars changed movies for the worse. You look at two sci-fi movies from the same year. Star Wars and Close Encounters of the Third Kind. One is kind of a fun, pulpy, like very not intellectually, emotionally complex, but fun time, fun blockbuster.
It is though.
And Close Encounters of the Third Kind is a brilliant, like intellectually smart and deep dive into these types of things. And we live in a world where Star Wars was the thing that everything emulated. And frankly, the 70s rocked. And the 80s was not as good of a decade because it was way more commercial and way more like, about making money. And that was because of Star Wars. Like merchandising and selling toys and all that was because of Star Wars. I like Star Wars. I think Star Wars is a good movie, but it made movies worse.
I think to negate Star Wars' importance to cinema by being, laser swords, pew pew, when it's at its core an allegory for imperialism and Nazis and all that is the entire basis of which Star Wars was created upon is crazy. To be like, no, one deeply intellectual, just because something's fun doesn't mean it's also not intellectually created. Like George Lucas had that intentionally
What
in
is
mind.
he saying about imperialism or Nazis beyond Nazis bad? It's like, that's like giving credit for Crash for saying racism bad.
It's not, because we gave Best Picture to Gentleman's Agreement for being anti-Semitism bad, and Star Wars has more complexity than Gentleman's Agreement. So I'm just saying, you want to be like, just because, but you say Gentleman's
Agreement is a good movie, so I don't know where that came from.
You would say Gentleman's Agreement's a better movie because there's no laser sword.
No, I think Star Wars is a better movie than Gentleman's Agreement.
Okay, good. Then you have taste. But what I'm saying is that Star Wars on the whole, in the story it's telling, is not just laser swords pew pew. In fact, there's only one laser sword and one pew pew. So like,
I didn't even say laser sword pew pew.
No, but you haven't said it tonight.
Laser swords. Luke's and Vader's.
I hate you, but like you've said this off call before. That's why I'm bringing it up. This is your whole like.
I have never said
your whole. Your whole degradation of Star Wars is laser swords pew pew.
My whole degradation of Star Wars is I want to go to the Nazi station.
No, that's your degradation of Luke Skywalker. Can we also just say, like, every time I watch this movie, I'm reminded of just how hard John Williams' score fucks. This score is so fucking good.
Hear me out. What if this isn't even the best sci-fi film of 1977?
It is a very fun tribute to Westerns and Kurosawa. It's a very fun movie.
Up.
It may have
Keep her
ruined.
going. Keep her going.
I'm on
Oh.
Boatman's side, and I like Star Wars more than him.
I think it's a
I
4-star movie for the
I
record.
agree it's a 4-star movie, and it ruined fucking cinema.
Yeah, like we all
No,
agree the
Force Awakens did.
70s
Keep
are
it
maybe
going.
the best decade for movies.
It's hard to say that Force Awakens ruined cinema. It hasn't even been 10 years. When Nostalgia Bay has
I'm
been a
just saying
thing.
everyone's-
They literally
everyone's
made
issues
fucking
with
Crystal
how-
Skull in 2008.
Yeah, Crystal Skull, it ruins the adventure movie, but I like Crystal Skull. Anyway.
And you like Force Awakens.
Up.
I like Force
No,
Awakens, but that
lower.
ruined the big blockbuster
Lower.
stuff. No, keep her going.
Up.
Keep her going. Keep her going. Keep
You're
her going.
disgusting.
Keep her going.
Watch
Um,
it.
To be
I would
fair, I
go-
would
Huh?
put this above Mildred Pierce.
Nope, right
just
there.
to
Below
appeal.
Mr. Smith, above Goodbye.
Hey,
Girl.
one second,
That's where I'm
Matthew. Do
putting
you
it.
agree? Do you agree?
I
Matthew?
think it's a 5-star movie.
I think it's
Right there.
lower. I think it's lower.
Well,
I-
3
I-
on 4. 3 on
Jack?
1. We're putting it at 4.
You're
I
not
don't
3 on 1.
care.
Okay, I
don't-
can't.
I just want this episode to be done, so I'm just agreeing to get there.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
If I put it one spot higher, you would have put it one spot higher.
Look,
Yeah.
I think
I would
we
have
could
literally put it
below the
above
Goodbye
Goodbye
Girl
Girl.
just because we haven't seen it, but
All
No,
right.
I put about. I was gonna
I'm
put
gonna
about Goodbye Girl no matter where Spence put it.
we could put it below.
Extra credit.
Jack, I have a question for you. Do you still like doing this show? Because you try and shut us all down and rush out of here every time we do our
I
regular.
don't think anyone likes doing this show anymore. It's just
I love doing this show. I love the chaos we create.
We'll talk later.
And he
Look
also
at the ASMR.
sexually abused me.
So next week is what, Deer Hunter?
Yeah, next is the Deer Hunter.
Which we
We
get
will
to talk
still be
about
watching Finding Neverland at that point.
in the extra credit. We get to talk about
Did you call it Finding Neverland?
What is it?
Spence did Leaving Neverland. Finding
Oh.
Neverland is the biopic about how Johnny Depp
Return to
broke
Neverland.
Finding Neverland is how Johnny Depp
Michael
broke
Jackson returned to Neverland.
Heaven can wait. I will.
I was gonna say next week we get to watch in the extra credit Caleb Boatman's favorite football movie.
Oh
No,
yeah, I've
no.
seen it.
No. It's a great
I will-
movie. No.
The
We're-
week after-
What is your favorite?
Titans.
Oh, you do like okay. Fair.
Remember the
Okay.
Titans is the best football movie.
This is a correct
I
statement.
would agree with that.
Well, I have
And-
seen that. I think within the last year. So
There
Heaven
is
Can Wait. I watched
also
it.
an unmarried woman, which we all know, we're all big fans of.
Also, is Midnight Express in Best Picture this year?
It is.
It is.
Yes.
Beautiful. I am watching Midnight Express because I have been
And
so
Coming
curious about
Home.
this movie for so long.
Oh, Billy.
and Coming Home.
Uh,
I wish the
then-
boys from Brazil was nominated.
Hold up.
It is so fun though.
Wait, you've seen The Boys from Brazil?
I had to watch it for the roundtable.
Round table.
When did you watch this?
The first episode of the roundtable I was on.
Did
Bar
we
David.
talk about this movie?
We talked. I don't know, but Laurence Olivier's Oscar nomination is baller.
I think it's great. I think Gregory Peck freaking rules.
Gregory Peck is great. James Mason. Just-
79. We get to see why all that jazz lost, and that's fucking dumb.
we also
Okay,
get to talk
okay.
about how
As
Ed
someone
Justice
who has
for All is
already
a
seen
snub and
both
Victor.
movies, as someone who has already seen both movies, all that jazz should have won. I get Hoffman's actor win, but I would have given it to Scheider, but we'll get there.
I will, because I won't be on that episode. I need to make a public confession. I have been on Team Peter Sellers should have won for the longest time. I recently rewatched And Justice for All. Pacino.
Thank you. Hooah!
Anyway,
That is.
Sellers
I
should have
stand
won,
by
'cause
his
he's
What
fucking
was
great.
what was
His
Peter
best-
Sellers in that year?
Being there, which he is still great.
Being there
I
is
still
great.
maintain.
That should have been
I
nominated
still
for picture.
maintain.
He's so fucking good.
I still maintain. Pacino in Justice for All is his best Oscar-nominated leading role. Over
What's
Michael
my
Corleone.
name? Dunkachino.
No, Dog Afternoon is like that.
I think And Justice for All is better. Like I've said, And Justice for All is like my number 11 or 12 favorite performance of all time. So like, I still think Ricky Roma is his best performance, but you know,
That's a weird.
That's
I
that's
love it.
Oscar nominated though.
Yeah, but that was supporting, not lead.
Oh,
He
fair
made a
enough.
statement.
Fair enough. Oh.
But I will I will be watching for that extra credit all of them, except maybe Norma Ray, just depending on if I have time. I'll probably
Breaking Away is okay. Like I don't know if you're gonna love it.
I can't wait to watch Breaking Away with my dad. It's his favorite, one of his favorite movies of all time.
I don't get it. It's fine. Like
My Caleb Bowman will tell you. He walked into my parents' garage, and you probably saw
he saw the
3 to
Peloton. Like, oh, you love Breaking Away?
a Peloton and 3 to 4 bicycles hanging on the wall. So my dad is obsessed with the Tour de France and biking.
Didn't know
Double
that.
feature: Breaking Away and Tour de
Then
Pharmacy.
later we have Ordinary People, which
Good movie.
I'm honestly interested in all
Good
4 of these
movie.
movies that were nominated against it: Coal Miner's Daughter, Elephant Man, Raging Bull, and Tess. Those are all 4 movies.
I just rewatched Raging
Good
Bull.
run of
so
movies that I
Have
haven't
you
seen.
never seen Raging Bull, Jack?
No, it's one of the
Oh,
Scorsese's I haven't seen.
You should watch that.
One of the many Scorsese movies.
I'm
I
not.
haven't seen.
I'm not
I should-
high on Raging Bull, but that movie's good.
That is
Would
maybe
I-
the best performance in film ever.
I
Would
don't agree with
like-
that, but he's really good.
Wait, where?
Okay, Jack, break it in. Break that seal.
But you know,
That
you know,
fresh
who,
DVD smell.
You know who is so fucking good and honestly really deserved to win for their role in that movie? Joe Pesci.
Great.
I have
He's
Raging Bull
so
on Blu-ray.
good.
I've just never seen it.
Here's the thing. I think Timothy Hutton
Bottoms.
might be better. No, Timothy Hutton.
Hmm.
Timothy Bottoms is Last Picture Show.
That's right.
Timothy Bottoms. What about Timothy Top?
Timothy Hutton
How about
is
Timmy?
better than Pesci,
Timmy Tim?
but he's also category fraud
Valid.
because he's elite.
Huh. Didn't know this.
Okay.
I am excited
Well.
to watch Ordinary People and find out if Robert Redford deserves his director answer.
He did not.
I probably would agree with that because Scorsese's Raging Bull direction is fucking aces. So
Mary Tyler Moore, though.
And we also went to the Buddy Holly story a couple weeks early.
You could.
Ooh.
Okay, I forgive you for everything.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for watching. This was fun. We'll be back hopefully soon to cover The Deer Hunter, and after that, who fucking knows?
We're
Thanks.
going to do all of it. Why is anyone concerned if we're doing it all or not? We're
Thanks
doing
for
it all.
watching.
We are watching.
We'll
all.
be back. Bye-bye.
I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner. Bye.